Let's start with some very basic functions. The first one is the sum. So the sum, very straightforward. What you need to do, you type sum and then you select the data that you want to sum, press enter, gives you the total. Same for average. Select the data, gives you the average. Mean will give you the smallest value in that list, and max will give you the highest value. A tip is that you can, instead of having to select the data every time, you can give a name to that list. For instance, sales, and after, instead of selecting the data, you can just write sum sales. Average sales, mean sales, and max sales. And then you can go to formula, name manager, and you should be able to see your name here. Another tip is that the numbers don't have to be continuous. You can do sum, press Control, and select a few fields, and that should give you the sum of those fields only. Concatenate is used to concatenate fields, but not only fields, but also values that you could input directly. For instance, you could have concatenate dir hard-coded, C5, blank, and D5. The len function gives you the length of the text. So for instance here, the length is 5. Left brings back the left component of the text, but would only bring back the number of characters that you specify in the second field. So here I have left, C5, bring back only 2. Right is the same thing, but on the other side of the field. Right field, how many you want to bring back. There is a newer version of concatenate. It occurred only from Excel 2019 and above. It's called concat. The main advantage is you can concatenate a full range of fields directly. You cannot do that with concatenate itself. Another tip is to use the symbol and, %. So you would just put the name of the field, symbol, and another field, and that will concatenate as well. So it's a little bit simpler. Let's move on to some logical function. If makes a test and puts one value or another based on the outcome of that test. For instance, here I am testing if the value of the sales is greater than 2000, and if it is, I put yes, and if it is not, I put no. If I drag that down, and it can be used with if to provide more than one condition. For instance, if a person is a graduate and the sales is greater than 2000, then I put yes, or else I put no. Or is exclusive. For instance, if the sales is smaller than 2000 or greater than 5000, I put yes. If not, I put no. Some date functions. The most common one is today. So you just put today, empty brackets, and gives you today's date. So here I am in Australia at the moment, so I have the Australian format with day, month, and year. But you can change all these, obviously. Now we'll give you the date and the time. Just put now, empty brackets, give you this. The date function calculates a date based on days, month, year, if you are from this part of the world. Otherwise, it's just a matter of using the format that you have, and it will take a day, a month, and a year, and it will come up with a proper date. Date diff, as its name implies, calculates the difference between two dates. So you would have one date and a second date, and then you can calculate the difference either in day, month, year. You just need to put the proper hard-coded parameter at the end. D for days, M for month, Y for years. Now a tip on dates is if you don't want to have date plus time, you just go under format number and you just specify time, and that gives you just the time, and then you can have date and time in different fields. That's it for dates. So VLOOKUP is looking for a value in a vertical array and is bringing back a relative value. For instance, here I have the function VLOOKUP that is looking for John into this array of data. And the 2 that I have here, that means that I want to bring back values from the second column when I find this John. And false means that I want to find the exact value. I mean, true would mean the approximate value, which only makes sense when you're looking for numbers, really. But it's not recommended. I would use false all the time as a parameter. So it looks from left to right only. That's something that is good to know. And it looks for the value in the first column. Another example is I could be looking for the same value John, but I would bring this time the value of the third column, and that would give me 4,000 here. Index is used to retrieve a value in a given row and in an even column in an array of data. For instance, in this array of data here, I retrieve the 5th row in the second column, and that gives me Garcia here. So you're giving the coordinates of one point and it would bring it back. Match is a little bit similar. You're looking for a value as well, but it would tell you which row was containing this value. So this is used in function usually with other functions. For instance, match and index are often used together. I mentioned that VLOOKUP is used to look for a value vertically. HLOOKUP is the corresponding function, but for looking for a value horizontally. For instance, if I look for April day and I wanted to bring me back the second row, I would input this function. Count is counting how many numerical values there is in an array of data. For instance, if I count this column here, it will bring 12 only. It would count all the numbers, it would also count 0, but it will not count the text, and it will not count the empty cells. Count is very similar, but the only difference is it also includes non-numerical fields to its total. For instance, here it counts as well the 2 text fields in its total. Those functions are very useful when you want to know how many rows there are in an array. For instance, here if I want to know how many employees, I would just do count A, and then that would give me 10 employees. COUNTIF tells you how many fields there are that meet a specific criteria. Might be easier to understand with an example. So here, for instance, I'm counting in that column how many graduates there are, which means how many of those fields have yes as a value. SUMIF is the same, but we need another component. We need to tell them which field they need to add. So we do the check in one field, and then we sum the value of another field. That, for instance, here, I'm looking in a graduate column to check how many have yes, and then if they are yes, I add all the sales values. Bearing in mind that you could do it with the same column. You could check, for instance, are the cells greater than 1200, and if they are, then just add those. Now COUNTIFs has replaced COUNTIF in 2007, so that allows you, as before, just to add several conditions. For instance, here you could just count how many graduates we have by doing this, and then by adding this, we would also count how many of those have had a sale greater than 1000. So we're checking data on the 2 fields, and we just give you a total day. SUMIFs, the same. We just check one criteria and then do a test on 2 columns, for instance. So here the same here, he would do the same thing. He would calculate the total for all the graduates that have sold more than $1,000. there is another function that's called average, does the same thing, average if and average ifs, but instead of counting or putting the sum, it just calculates the average.